When you're pregnant, it's really important to know the signs of labor. That way you can head in time to the place you plan to give birth, such as a hospital or birth center. Hi there, my name is Royal Loy. I'm a Lamaze certified childbirth educator, lactation education counselor, and doula. And in this video, I'm going to share the 12 signs of labor. These signs will include the potential signs of labor, pre-labor signs, and positive labor signs that'll definitely let you know that you're in labor. All right, let's begin. First off, let's start off with the potential signs of labor. The potential signs of labor can start out weeks, days, or even hours before you give birth. Now, they aren't necessarily a sign of labor on their own, but combined with pre-labor or any other labor signs, they can definitely mean labor has started. So what are they? One is abdominal cramping. Abdominal cramping can occur throughout your pregnancy. You can experience Braxton Hicks or false labor contractions, which stop and start, and they don't progress and they don't follow a pattern. And either through movement or hydrating yourself, they can stop. Now, you can have abdominal cramping closer to labor and they can progress into true labor contractions. That is why they're one of the potential signs of labor. Another potential sign of labor is back pain. Now, back pain can start and stop. It can increase. Again, on its own, it's not a sign of true labor starting. However, it's often combined with other labor signs when you're nearing the time of giving birth. Another potential sign of labor is nesting, where you feel this burst of energy to clean and organize your space and to prepare for the arrival of your baby. And another potential sign of labor is diarrhea or loosening of stools. And this is because the level of prostaglandins in your body increases to help your bowel empty, to help make room for you and the baby and for giving birth. The next potential sign of labor is dropping of baby or lightning, where your baby drops down into the pelvis in preparation for birth. Now, this can lead to the next potential sign of labor, which is lightning crotch pain, where you feel sharp shooting pain in the crotch region due to the pressure of the baby on your cervix and the nerve endings in your pelvic region. Now, all of these signs that we've mentioned, they can happen weeks, months, or days before giving birth. So they aren't necessarily true signs of labor. They're just potential signs of labor. But what are the pre-labor signs? Signs of pre-labor generally indicate that your body's getting ready to go into labor, that your cervix is thinning and dilating, and that you're going to be giving birth either very soon or within a few days. So what are the pre-labor signs? One of the pre-labor signs includes loss of your mucus plug. The mucus plug covers the cervix and prevents pathogens and bacteria from entering your cervix and your uterus, protecting you and your baby. Now, when you're getting ready for birth, your body generally expels this mucus plug in the form of a liquid or mucus-like substance. Sometimes it's tinged slightly with blood, so it can have a little pink tinge or a little bit of blood in it, and that is normal. However, if you experience any dripping of blood or large amounts of blood, that is not normal, and you need to contact your care provider and hospital right away. Another pre-labor sign is the leaking of amniotic fluid. Now, the leaking of amniotic fluid before labor starts happens in only 10% of pregnancies, roughly. Oftentimes, it happens once labor has already started. But if you notice a trickle or a leaking of amniotic fluid in your underwear is wet, you will want to contact your care provider so they can determine whether it's urine or amniotic fluid. And if it is amniotic fluid, you do not want to stick anything up your vagina like a tampon or anything else. And if you're at risk for group B strep or you have group B strep, you will want to contact your care provider right away, and they will determine whether you'll need antibiotics. Another pre-labor sign is prodromal contractions or non-progressing contractions. Prodromal contractions are not the same as Braxton Hicks contractions or false labor contractions. In fact, prodromal contractions are real contractions and they can be pretty intense and they can stop for a lengthy amount of time. And you can't stop them through a change in position or through hydrating, as you can often do with Braxton Hicks contractions. Now for the positive labor signs, signs that you're actually in labor and your baby will be arriving soon. What are they? Well, progressing contractions, contractions that become longer, stronger, and more frequent. Oftentimes, care providers will ask parents to follow the 511 or 411 rule to know when it's time to head to the hospital. And this means that your contractions are either 4 or 5 minutes apart, last for a minute long for over an hour. While this rule is helpful for a lot of first-time parents, it isn't the case for all expecting mamas. In fact, some mamas may give birth sooner. Their hospital or birth center might be further away, so they might have to head there sooner as well. Or if they're second-time mamas or they've had more than one child, they may switch from early to active labor a lot quicker. So it doesn't necessarily apply to them. But as a general rule, it can be helpful, and it can be helpful to track your contractions if you believe you're in labor or if you just want to time them out to see whether you are. That's why I've included a contraction tracker PDF below this video that you can download and save for free so you can know the timing of your contractions. You can write them and record them down and say them back to your care provider so you can be more prepared. The next positive sign of labor is your water breaking in a gush of amniotic fluid. Now, this can happen right when labor starts, or it often happens during active labor. However, if it happens right before labor starts, this can mean labor will start very shortly or within a few hours. However, sometimes a premature rupture of membrane happens, where it happens before labor starts. And if you notice that you aren't going into labor and contractions have not started within the next few hours or few minutes and is taking a lot longer, you may be called in for monitoring by your care provider. And sometimes it requires inductions if your contractions haven't started on their own. The next positive sign of labor is the dilation and thinning of your cervix. Now, this is something you cannot do on your own, and this is not something that should be done by birth partners or anyone other than medical professionals who are helping you throughout this period. Your care provider will be able to let you know whether you're dilating or whether your cervix is thinning out through a vaginal exam. Also, if your bag of waters is already broken or if you've been leaking amniotic fluid, your care provider will most likely postpone a vaginal exam until active labor is started so as not to increase the chance of infection. Okay, so these were the 12 signs of labor. You can save this video for a time when you need it or share it with your friends who might be expecting as well. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and make sure to check out the free prenatal resources linked in the video below. All right, that's all for now. I hope you found this helpful. Take care and have a great day.